guys, it's Emily, and today we're going to be going over a classic recipe to have with you if you're dieting or just trying to get some more veggies in: spaghetti squash. Okay, so first thing I did was preheat the oven to 400 degrees. It's preheating right now. Then I lined a cookie sheet with foil for really easy cleanup. Now I'm just going to place the spaghetti squash just as is. I haven't cut it yet on the cookie sheet, and cook it at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. That's just gonna make it a lot easier to cut in half and then cook again. Okay, so the oven is preheated to 400 degrees. I'm just going to place the spaghetti squash in the oven and set the timer for 30 minutes, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so timer just went off, so we're gonna put on our oven mitts, handy dandy oven mitts. We're just taking the spaghetti squash out, watch out. And we're just gonna let it cool for 30 minutes, and then when we cut it, it'll be really smooth since we've already cooked it. Okay, so I've now cut the spaghetti squash in half lengthwise. I'm going to now take a fork and scoop out all the inners, the seeds, and this kind of like knotty, not so great looking stuff. Okay, so to season the spaghetti squash, I'm just going to use trusty pepper, salt, and garlic powder. I'm also going to spray the top of them just a little bit, just a light coat, with just some cooking spray. You can use whatever cooking spray you want. So I'm using cooking spray instead of oil, just so I'm not using nearly as much fat, just to season what's otherwise a really low carb, low calorie food. I think to use olive oil on this kind of defeats the purpose. What I want is basically a food I don't have to worry about. And with the salt and pepper, we're just doing whatever we want to taste. I think I always do a little extra garlic powder just because I want it to really taste like something. And then we're gonna put it back on our cookie sheet, face down this time. And we're just gonna cook them at 400 for another 20-25 minutes until it's really soft. We can basically stick a fork through the skin. So our timer just went off. So we're gonna pull the spaghetti squash out of here, out of the oven. And then I'm gonna transfer these to a cutting board, let them cool for a little bit before we just run a fork through them basically, and get all of these beautiful spaghetti squash pieces out. Okay, so now that our spaghetti squash has cooled, all we have left to do is to run a fork through this, and everything should pretty much fall right out. It's nice and tender. I'm just putting mine right into a Tupperware because I'm just making this spaghetti squash as meal prep for the week. So I'll just scrape through this, through both sides, and see how it's coming out just like spaghetti. Okay, so we cooked one spaghetti squash for a total of 55 minutes. We forked it all out. We have an entire pretty big Tupperware of a spaghetti squash for the week now. A super low carb, high fiber vegetable alternative to pasta So obviously a lot of value when you're dieting. You can go from a 40 carb meal to a 5 carb meal. All you put on is a 1/4 cup of marinara sauce. I do that all the time. If I'm super low on carbs, that's great. So filling, because you can have so much of this. Even if I was massing, it's a vegetable. And we always want to be getting our vegetables in. Even if we're counting our macros, we do have to care about our micros. And this will do it for you. So give this spaghetti squash a try, incorporate it any way you can, whatever your diet is, and let me know how that goes.